The lights came alive, the digital arena erupted with energy, and suddenly every eye seemed to turn toward one person. Jan Zwei stepped into the Peace Elite spotlight with the kind of presence that can transform an ordinary live appearance into a moment people remember long after the stream ends. There was something almost cinematic about the atmosphere surrounding her, as if the excitement of the game had briefly collided with the glamour of a major entertainment event. She looked confident, playful, completely at ease, yet there was also a softness in the way she carried herself that made the entire moment feel strangely intimate despite thousands of people watching. The cameras followed her movements, the crowd reacted to every expression, and within moments, social media began doing what it always does when Jan Zwei captures attention without even trying. Clips started circulating, reactions multiplied, and one question began appearing again and again: what would Jang Lingay think if he were watching her right now? That question became even more fascinating because the appeal of the moment was never simply about Jan Zwei looking stunning on a stage. It was about the contrast between her polished public image and the spontaneous energy she brought into the Peace Elite environment. She did not seem like someone merely standing in front of cameras waiting for the next cue. She appeared immersed in the experience, reacting naturally, smiling when the atmosphere became playful, and allowing her personality to come through in ways that made viewers feel as though they were witnessing something unscripted. That kind of authenticity can be more powerful than any carefully prepared performance. Every small movement suddenly becomes meaningful, every glance becomes something fans want to analyze, and every smile becomes a potential clue in a much larger story that exists partly on screen and partly inside the imagination of the people watching. And then there was the Jang Lingay factor. The moment his name entered the conversation, the entire atmosphere around Jan Zwei seemed to acquire another layer. Fans who already follow their interactions know how quickly even the smallest expression can become a topic of discussion. A look can become a theory. A smile can become a headline. A reaction can become a viral clip. But that is exactly where the mystery becomes irresistible. Did Jang Lingay actually see the moment? Did he react privately? Did he smile when he saw Jan Zwei commanding the Peace Elite stage? Or did fans simply project the reaction they desperately wanted to see onto a moment that was already captivating enough on its own? The truth is that unless there is a clear public reaction, nobody can honestly know what happened behind the scenes. Yet the possibility itself creates a fascinating emotional tension, because viewers are left wondering what it might feel like to watch someone familiar suddenly become the center of an entire digital arena. Jan Zwei has a remarkable ability to make high-energy environments feel personal. The Peace Elite setting could have easily overwhelmed the performance with flashing screens, gaming effects, loud reactions, and constant movement, but instead, her presence seemed to become one of the defining elements of the moment. There is a particular charm in watching a performer who can move between elegance and playfulness without losing either side. 1 second she can appear like a glamorous celebrity under carefully controlled lighting, and the next she can laugh, react, or show an unexpectedly mischievous expression that reminds everyone why audiences connect with her beyond the polished image. That emotional range is part of what makes moments like this so addictive to watch. People are not simply watching a celebrity participate in a gaming event. They are watching personality unfold in real time. The most captivating moments often happen when nothing extraordinary is supposed to happen. A brief pause before responding to something on stage. A spontaneous smile. A sudden change in expression. The way someone looks toward another part of the venue. These tiny details can become more memorable than the biggest staged moments because they feel unguarded. During a live event, there is no opportunity to endlessly edit every reaction into perfection. The camera catches what it catches, and the audience receives a glimpse of the person behind the polished public image. That is why Jan Zwei at Peace Elite became such a compelling subject of discussion. The energy felt immediate, the atmosphere felt alive, and the possibility of Jang Lingay witnessing it added an emotional question that fans could not easily ignore. Imagine the scene from a distance. The arena is glowing with enormous digital displays, the colors of the game reflecting across the stage, voices rising as the event continues, and Jan Zwei standing at the center of it all. She is surrounded by technology and spectacle, yet somehow the human details remain the most powerful. Her smile, her confidence, her reactions, the tiny moments when she appears to forget about the cameras and simply enjoy what is happening around her. Those are the moments that make viewers lean closer to the screen. They create the feeling that something unexpected might happen at any second. And when a celebrity known for her expressive personality enters that kind of environment, even an ordinary reaction can suddenly feel like a major event. For fans who follow Jan Zwei and Jang Lingay, there is an additional emotional dimension that makes these moments particularly fascinating. Their shared public history has created a fandom culture where viewers pay close attention to chemistry, timing, body language, and seemingly insignificant interactions. That does not automatically mean there is a secret relationship or hidden romance. It simply means audiences have become emotionally invested in the dynamic they perceive between two performers. When one of them appears unexpectedly radiant, fans naturally wonder how the other might respond. It is a form of storytelling created collectively by viewers, where real public moments become pieces of a larger emotional puzzle. The excitement comes from the uncertainty, because nobody knows exactly what exists behind the cameras. And perhaps that uncertainty is what makes the phrase Jang Lingay really melt, seeing her so powerful. It sounds dramatic, almost like a scene from a romance drama, but the real fascination lies in the question rather than the answer. Did he melt? We cannot confirm that without a genuine public reaction from him. But if he did happen to watch the live appearance, it is easy to understand why fans imagined such a reaction. Jan Zwei was not simply present. She was glowing with confidence, surrounded by an atmosphere designed to amplify every movement and expression. When someone you know suddenly appears in an environment where thousands of people are celebrating them, there can be a strange emotional effect. Pride, amusement, surprise, admiration, or simply a quiet smile can all exist at once. The live format made everything feel even more intense. Unlike a carefully edited promotional video, a live appearance carries unpredictability. The next moment cannot be completely controlled. A reaction cannot always be anticipated. A spontaneous laugh can change the mood of the entire broadcast. A playful interaction can instantly become the clip everyone remembers. That unpredictability is part of the magic of live entertainment, and Jan Zwei seemed perfectly suited to it. Her expressions gave the camera something to capture constantly, while her natural energy kept the atmosphere from becoming static. Viewers were not simply waiting for a performance to begin or end. They were watching for those little moments that might disappear almost as quickly as they appeared. There is also something deeply interesting about how beauty changes under different circumstances. On a red carpet, beauty is often constructed through styling, lighting, poses, and carefully planned photography. In a gaming event, the atmosphere is different. The energy is louder, more playful, more spontaneous. When Jan Zwei shines in that environment, it reveals a different kind of charisma. She does not need the silence of a photo shoot to command attention. She can stand inside chaos and still become the focal point. That quality makes her appearance feel more powerful because the surrounding environment is constantly competing for attention. Screens flash, music rises, players compete, and thousands of viewers react, yet the eye keeps returning to her. That is also why the fan reactions became part of the story. In modern celebrity culture, an event does not truly end when the cameras stop recording. The internet becomes the second stage. People replay clips, freeze frames, compare expressions, discuss outfits, examine reactions, and share the moments that made them feel something. One person sees confidence, another sees sweetness, someone else sees a mysterious glance. Another viewer wonders whether Jang Lingay might have watched the same clip. Suddenly, a few seconds of live footage become the center of an enormous conversation. The original moment may be simple, but the emotional world surrounding it becomes enormous. And there is something almost poetic about that. A celebrity can spend hours preparing for an appearance, but sometimes the moment that touches people is the smallest one. It might be a smile that lasts less than a second. It might be the way Jan Zwei reacts when the crowd becomes louder. It might be a playful expression caught by a camera at exactly the right time. These details are difficult to manufacture because their power comes from spontaneity. They remind viewers that behind the styling, behind the fame, behind the carefully managed public image, there is still a person experiencing the moment. For those watching with Jang Lingay in mind, the imagination naturally becomes even more vivid. Perhaps he would laugh at her playful side. Perhaps he would be surprised by how confidently she handled the enormous stage. Perhaps he would simply watch quietly and appreciate the moment without saying anything at all. Maybe there was no reaction whatsoever. Every possibility remains open, and that is why the mystery continues. The danger in celebrity speculation is turning imagination into fact, but there is nothing wrong with acknowledging the emotional fantasy that makes fans excited as long as the boundary between what is known and what is imagined remains clear. What is undeniably real is the impact Jan Zwei had on the atmosphere. She transformed the appearance into something people wanted to talk about. She gave viewers expressions worth replaying and moments worth remembering. She demonstrated why live appearances can reveal dimensions of a performer that polished promotional photographs cannot. There is a special kind of charisma in someone who can look spectacular while still seeming approachable, someone who can command attention without appearing to demand it. Jan Zwei's presence carried that balance throughout the Peace Elite moment, and it helped explain why fans reacted so intensely. The deeper story is not really whether a single person melted when watching her. The deeper story is why viewers were so emotionally ready to believe that he might have. That reaction says something about the connection audiences have built around these two names. People remember their shared scenes, the public appearances, their chemistry, their expressions, and the countless moments that have inspired discussion. Over time, those memories become an emotional lens through which every new appearance is viewed. When Jan Zwei shines somewhere else, fans naturally connect the new moment to the story they already carry in their minds. And that is how a gaming livestream can suddenly feel like something much bigger than gaming. The digital battlefield becomes a stage. The stage becomes a moment of celebrity spectacle. The spectacle becomes a fan conversation. And the conversation becomes a question about two people whose public chemistry has captured so much attention. None of that requires a secret confession or a dramatic revelation. Sometimes the fascination comes simply from watching two successful performers exist within the same emotional universe created by their audience. There is another reason this particular moment feels so memorable. Jan Zwei did not need to prove anything. She did not need to force a dramatic entrance or create a sensational scene. Her presence was enough. The confidence, the expressions, the playful energy, and the atmosphere around her created their own momentum. That kind of effortless impact is difficult to replicate because it comes from personality rather than performance alone. When viewers say someone stole the show, they often mean that person became the emotional center of the event without appearing to chase that position. Jan Zwei seemed to do exactly that. The possibility of Jang Lingay seeing it adds a final layer of suspense that refuses to disappear. Somewhere beyond the cameras, beyond the live comments, beyond the edits and fan-made clips, there could simply be another viewer watching the same person millions of others were watching. Maybe he smiled. Maybe he laughed. Maybe he admired her confidence. Maybe he never saw the broadcast at all. The truth remains unknown unless he chooses to reveal it himself. But that uncertainty is precisely what keeps the story alive, because it leaves space for curiosity without turning speculation into fact. As the lights continued to shine and the Peace Elite atmosphere carried Jan Zwei through the live moment, something larger than a simple celebrity appearance seemed to happen. The audience was reminded of the power of spontaneity, the charm of personality, and the strange emotional world created when real people become the subjects of millions of imagined stories. Jan Zwei gave viewers a moment that felt bright, energetic, and unforgettable. The fans added their own interpretations. Jang Lingay's name entered the conversation. And suddenly, what began as a live appearance became another chapter in a story that audiences continued to watch with fascination. Perhaps that is the real reason people could not look away. It was not because anyone had confirmed a secret reaction. It was because the moment felt alive. It contained beauty without needing to explain itself, excitement without needing manufactured drama, and mystery without requiring an answer. Jan Zwei stood under the lights and simply became the moment. Whether Jang Lingay actually saw her that night, whether he smiled at the screen, or whether the entire idea exists only inside the playful imagination of fans, one thing remains undeniable: the image of Jan Zwei glowing under the Peace Elite lights was powerful enough to make people wonder what someone special might have felt while watching. And maybe that question is destined to remain unanswered for now. Maybe there will be another livestream, another public appearance, another unexpected glance, another tiny reaction that sends everyone searching for meaning. Or perhaps nothing will happen at all. But that is the beauty of these moments. They do not need a confirmed romance to be emotionally captivating. They do not need a dramatic confession to become memorable. Sometimes all it takes is a person stepping into the light, smiling naturally, and reminding everyone why they were watching in the first place. Jan Zwei's Peace Elite appearance became memorable because she brought something that cannot be manufactured by a stage, a camera, or a digital screen. She brought presence. She brought personality. She brought the kind of effortless energy that makes viewers feel as though they are witnessing something rather than simply consuming content. And once that happens, the imagination takes over. Fans begin asking what others might have seen, what they might have felt, and whether someone watching from somewhere else experienced the same spark. So did Jang Lingay really melt seeing her? The honest answer is that nobody outside his own private thoughts can know. But perhaps the more interesting truth is that Jan Zwei did not need his reaction to create a memorable moment. She already had the room. She already had the cameras. She already had the attention. She already had the audience wondering what would happen next. And when the lights faded, the livestream ended, and the digital arena moved on to its next moment, that image remained: Jan Zwei standing confidently in the spotlight, completely alive in the moment, while somewhere in the endless world of fan imagination, one unforgettable question continued to echo: if Jang Lingay really was watching, could anyone blame him for being completely captivated?